You want to know some dark realities about space? If yes, dive in with me to the world of unknown. Are you ready for a super comet? The appearance of the largest comet ever seen in our solar system in 2021 is astonishing. At 85 miles, which is 137 kilometers in diameter, with an ice core 50 times larger than the previous record holder and 100,000 times more massive than a typical comet. Comet C 2014 UN 271 Bernardinelli Bernstein is so massive that it was originally classified as a minor planet. Luckily, this giant snowball is predicted to travel at least 1.6 billion kilometers from Earth at its closest approach in 2031. But could there be other huge comets, other monstrosities? This is what scientists say, but only the God knows what will happen in future. Another terror from space is the potential for a catastrophic supernova. If a star dies in a massive explosion called a supernova, anything within a specific kill zone will be wiped out by intense waves of radiation. Astronomers have calculated that the kill zone extends 40 or 50 light-years from a supernova's blast, and no known stars within that proximity to Earth are likely to blow anytime soon. However, it's possible that high-energy X-rays and gamma rays from more distant supernovas could interact with Earth's atmosphere and damage the ozone layer, which would make it easier for dangerous ultraviolet radiation from the sun to get through. Earth is constantly bombarded by high-energy particles from the sun. Most of the time, the planet's magnetic field deflects these solar attacks. However, occasionally, magnetic contortions inside our star realign and cause a solar flare, a sudden flash of light that hurls incredible amounts of X-rays and energy in all directions that travels at the speed of light. The result can be blackouts in navigation and communication signals. Another scenario is a coronal mass ejection, CME, a slow burner that sends magnetized particles into space. If the CME is aimed at Earth, we get geomagnetic storms a few days later, which have the potential to disrupt communications and power grids. The Carrington event, the most violent geomagnetic storm in human history, occurred in 1859, before the modern age of technology. If a Carrington magnitude storm struck now, it would bring an internet apocalypse, a months-long outage. Black holes don't just give birth to universes, they also swallow them whole. If one were to come into contact with our planet, all weapons of mass destruction combined would not be able to compete with the phenomenon that would inevitably follow. In fact, literally nothing we've ever seen is comparable to the deadly force of a black hole. Upon contact, and by contact we mean coming within about 1 billion miles of these things, our solar system would simply spin out of control and we would all be ripped to shreds. Scientists call this spaghettification. Spaghettification is a made-up word describing what black holes do to anything within a 1 billion-mile radius. When a black hole spaghettifies something, it stretches them to death using horizontal compression and extreme tidal force. This agonizing routine could go on for a very long time, depending mainly on the size of the black hole itself. But why spaghetti? Stephen Hawking described
The flight of fictional astronaut who, passing within a black hole's event horizon, is stretched like noodles by the gravitational gradient from head to toe. The reason this happens would be that the gravitational force exerted by the singularity would be much stronger at one end of a body than the other. If one were to fall into a black hole feet first, the gravity at their feet would be much stronger than at their head, causing the person to be vertically stretched. Along with that, the right side of the body will be pulled to the left, and the left side of the body will be pulled to the right, horizontal compressing the person.
and after that, you know what happens next to the person. Andromeda, the largest galaxy in our local group, may be 2.5 million light-years away from Earth. But it's on a scary trajectory. It's heading straight for, and will eventually crash with, our Milky Way galaxy. While this might sound alarming, the distances between stars are so vast that the chances of actual collisions between individual stars are extremely low. Instead, what will likely happen is a beautiful cosmic dance where the galaxies pass through each other, their gravitational forces pulling and distorting each other's shape. Eventually, over millions of years, the two galaxies will merge to form a single, larger galaxy. Andromeda, thankfully, will not arrive for another 3 billion to 5 billion years.